The loser bracket party continues. Towers of Doom is our first map in the best of 5 series between Team Ash and the Three-Legged Cat. We have a lot of very, very straight up games here today. 3-0 victory for the Cats in the last round. Now they're going up against Team Ash. This is of course going to be a very different beast that they're facing off against now. And let's see what the red team can do here. Can they succeed against the Russian-Ukrainian team? As far as I know, Dinardo is still fine. Again, he's the Ukrainian player on the blue team. Everybody else is playing for Russia. And given the current political situation, it wasn't quite sure that he could play this weekend. But so far things are looking good, so we're happy to have him here. Zeratul gets banned. We have the bans on the support side too. Towers of Doom as a starting map is already putting oomph over here. So we're gonna check that out. But yeah, time will tell. What's the first pick? What are we getting? We have the Three-Legged Cat. They showed their claws in the early game. But Johan was struggling a bit whenever he played his Muradin. The frontliner had some trouble staying alive. So with good coordinated aggression against him, they might be able to get a kill or two. But let's see. They're actually hesitating really long on the first pick, but we get the Haka, okay. As a side laner, of course, he excels on Towers of Doom. It's a big map, and having that global helps you a lot. Can still get that blaze going now on the other side if you want to. Hanzo also open, important for bishops in particular. That's something that he's not used to. He's like, wait a second, wait, what? We're not first pick, and I still get to pick Hanzo? They didn't ban him, they didn't pick him? What's going on here? And Sylvanas is also up, so that's the other one. Which one do you pick? They go for Hanzo. Blaze and Hanzo immediately. Yep. And, well, let's see what else we're gonna get now. Because Sylvanas is still up for grabs. And that is gonna be an important pick. Jojo. Drake could lock her in. He played her a few times, but they go for Junkrat instead. Now, she can still be banned, of course, now too, but I can guarantee you that if Team Ashes has a chance of getting Sylvana here, they're gonna pick her. Hanzo Sylvanas is something that they have now done multiple times, and there's definitely an opportunity for the blue team to lock both in, unless, of course, the Cats are deciding that they want to get rid of her with the last ban. But Mitra has been playing tons and tons of Sylvanas. Bishops too. I mean, they can literally swap the two heroes over. We've seen it now a few times that Mitra played Hanzo because Bishops was playing something different. Falstad comes to mind, for example. That combo is also still up and available. Since the Haka is being played by the Cats, they might opt for Falstad instead. It could also be a good ban from the red team. So, yeah. Which way do we go? Eliminate the global or eliminate Sylvanas? Eliminate the Crybaby. Alright. Bit afraid maybe of a Anduin and Genji pick. Nothing else really comes to mind. Anduin is nice when you're playing against Varian too. Because, yeah, one reason is that Varian can't really focus since he's so embarrassed by his son. He's just sitting there the entire time face palming and he doesn't see what's going on. The other reason is that when you have the taunt, the pull from Anduin's passive is quite nice. But as expected, he has the Sylvanas pick. I told you, if they get a chance to pick Sylvanas, they take her. The only reason that I could have seen them not go for Sylvanas is because they said we need to get Falstad because we're so worried about the global, and I just don't see it happening here. But yeah, wild. Anduin ban. Okay. Maybe they don't like boy bands either. It's one of the two. Malfurion and Greymane. Malfurion and Greymane, the final two picks. That leaves us with the last choice for Dinardo. The main tank still has to make a move here. And Uberok is also up. And Uberok is still up, so they could go for him too. And Uberok, Stukov, Blaze, that's a nice combo. Could play that out, I suppose, also with the Varian, but an Uberok is a little bit more likely at the end of the day. But yeah, let's go. Towers of Doom, map number 1 in the best of 5. We're in the lower bracket. They go for the Varian variation. Okay, so full-on sniper composition. Varian into Stukov. And with that, we're gonna go straight for the first map of this best of 5 series in the losers bracket of the X Cup Winter Playoffs, Towers of Doom. Team Ash against the Cats. On the left side, Renella with Stukov, everybody. We got Bishops on Hanzo, Murenas on Blaze, Maitrai. He's playing Sylvanas for the team here, and Dinado is on Varian. On the right side of the map, the Cats with Drakia on Junkrat. We got Hireth on Greymane. We have Johan on Johanna. Kind of fitting. Captain Rex on Malfurion and Menaldor on Dehaka. And let's go. Honestly, I'm looking at this composition that Team Ash is playing, and they got exactly what they wanted here. I already called it that they would go for Sylvanas if they could. They played this exact damage combo multiple times on this map in the past, and I still struggle a bit to figure out why exactly Anduin was banned. Yes, Team Ash, they play Anduin Genji, but it's never been their, oh my god, we need to have this combo. Normally, they're really loving to play with their Sylvanas. They like their Hanzo. They have certain priority picks that they go for. And while they played the combo with Anduin's Light Bomb and Genji as an engage with a Swift Strike, it's not really the full focus for them usually. So I was still a little bit weirded out by that particular ban. Wonder if there's another reason for it. It's a good start for the Cats on the other hand. They're showing their claws early as they take down Varian. So at least they get that done, and that might be another kill, and it should be. Might try waiting for the cooldown. That's just mean. That's just mean. The second that he has the cooldown back up, and then this little play right here. So yeah, Anduin was banned, so it shuts down any shenanigans with Light Bomb engage, but it allows Sylvanas to go through. That's a dangerous thing to let through against Team Ash against this team. But yeah, we'll see if it was the right decision at the end of the day. There is no doubt that Team Ash is the favorite in the series. Now, you have to also understand that this is of course a match that we have seen a few times also in the playoffs. Sorry, the qualifiers. And the three-legged cat is one of the more dangerous teams that newly emerged. So this is not necessarily a lock for Team Ash. But I would give them still the role of the favorite. Maitrai already getting attacked here, and we have a camp for camp trade at this point. And down at the bottom, level 4 talents are now kicking in. Tricky shuffles into the taste for explosions. And Dinado is also waiting for this level 4. It's just you wait until I get my taunts in. But with another kill, the Cats are just murdering the early game. Wow. 3 kills to 0. That came a bit unexpected. And now they finally have the taunts. Varian has been training. He's been training in front of a mirror all day long. Your mama is so fat, Stitches can't hook her. Your mama is so fat, Garrosh can't even throw her around. And yeah, if you are met by one of those insults, I mean, one of those taunts, seriously, there's just no other way to just falling into a blind rage and attacking him for a couple of seconds. So he's been practicing, he's doing his homework, he's been coming up with a couple of new lines. And there's the first one already. Now, Dracula immediately affected by it, as you can see, but not by too much. And up at the top, as the jet propulsion comes in, there's a quick drag. Licking Blaze's armor. Yeah, for Team Ash, they gotta get that shit together here. They definitely have to, now that the objective is up on the map, start to take a little bit slow and be like, alright boys, let's take this and get some kills here. Varian, as he engaged on Malfurion, gets stopped immediately. Now Dehaka, he's the one that connects the stun. Stukov is doing what he can, but this is starting to get a little bit tricky. And yeah, they're finally getting some damage in. Especially Greymane is affected by it. Johan is also retreating. So these are the moments where they have to make some plays. Bird Boy in trouble, Malfurion, but they're turning it on Blaze once more. And the lock from Malfurion's root was just a bit too much for him to handle. Another kill against Team Ash. I am a bit stunned. I really am. 4 kills to 0 against the blue team this early in the game. Getting the altar advantage. These dirty tricksters. That's not what I thought would happen here, especially since Bishops has his Hanzo, Maitrai has his Sylvanas. These are great picks for them. It's not like they got outdrafted in the sense that they were just like, shit, we didn't want to play these heroes, they banned our Hanzo, they banned our damage dealers. They have pretty much, especially on the damage side, exactly the heroes that they would take if they had free reign at the beginning of the game. So level 10 is always shifting things a bit and the dynamic changes, but if that trend continues, the early game for the Cats might just move into a very solid mid game and maybe even late game for them. It's still Towers of Doom. It's a map where you can always come back if you dominate in the late game. And as mentioned, once heroic abilities are available for the teams, the dynamic changes quickly. But good job by the Cats early on. So, yeah. Already we gotta have Menildor and the Drag. Yeah, tries to go for another hit here. Varian with a taunt. Your mama is so fat. Thrall's chain lightning bounces off her 3 times. And Dehaka, he had no chance on that one. So yeah, Varian, I mean, he is a wordsmith. He definitely is. So they get the kill. Finally, first kill for the blue team. I mean, honestly, I got a bit worried. With 4 kills to 0, at the end of the day, all of a sudden you have a perfect game coming in on map number 1. Can you imagine? But yeah, so they got a kill. They take the Haka down. Good for them. And now we have at least the gap in experience closed a little bit. So level 10 should roughly drop for both of them at the same time. Not quite. But yeah, they're not falling too far behind. It's not going to be too much of a gap. They should still be able to get their top altar, I suppose. Especially since, yeah, Blaze is already there. I guess with that gap, they could have tried to have someone nearby that interrupts it and then contest it. But Varian was literally sitting there attempting to push them back and buying some time for them. Now we have the Falling Sword again. Tranquility also has been claimed. And now, with level 10 about to be dropped in by the blue team too, this is where things are really starting to, of course, shape up, and we're going to get the action going. Especially with the arrows that we can expect from Hanzo. Can Bishops again showcase why he's so strong in this one. There's the taunt, and he's dead. I'm sorry, Dehaka, but not that easily. The early game went really well for you guys, I understand, but at some point you gotta be a bit careful. You're not gonna get those opportunities throughout the entire game. Hanzo's arrow is up. Could go for Bird Boy. There's another taunt. Your brother's cooler than you. And Malfurion dies immediately. Actually, I don't even think that Malfurion should get angry when that line is being dropped on him, because it's not even an insult, it's just true. Illidan is just straight up cooler than Malfurion. I mean, I never got this thing. Who was it? Was it Jaina? Like, someone has the hots for Malfurion, right? I always forget who it was. I think it was Jaina. Was it Jaina? Nah, it was someone else. Tyrande. She's the one. I was like, honestly, like, if you have, like, 2 brothers and you have to make a choice there, like, why the fuck would you go for Malfurion? Like, look at that guy. Have you ever picked Malfurion in the quick match select or anything? Like, the guy is, like, he's old. His hands are shaking. He has trouble standing, he's mossy, hasn't taken a shower in ages, and the coolness factor is below 0. Then you have Illidan, you know, and he's going full chat on you. Like, I don't know, but that's an easy choice in my book. So I'm really weirded out by that one. Either way, they're going for the bot lane now, and already we get Greymane killed. He is dropped. Well done. 4 kills to 4. And, yep, shots are being fired as they're taking the bell tower. Then again, when I think about it, do you really think that Illidan wants to be together with a Karen of World of Warcraft? I mean, give me a break. Have you seen the hair color? I mean, if she's not just sitting there all day long just going on and on and on about it, talking to managers and whatnot, then I don't know who is. So, yeah, maybe Illidan dodged a bullet now that I think about it. I think the more thought I give it, the more I think that Malfurion and Tyrande might be a match made in heaven. So, yeah, a bit too much out there. Illidan needs someone like Vala, you know? Someone who talks back, who gives him a bit of shit, doesn't take his crap, and when he goes too far, she just slaps him around a little bit. So, yeah. But either way, we got level 13. We have some momentum now going on for Team Ashe. The early game was definitely not good for them. They lost 4 so early, but now they equalized the amount of kills between the 2 teams. And, yeah, it looks much better for them now. 13 to 13, points on the core, nearly identical. So the Cats, they had a great start into the game, but now they need to make sure that they're getting it together here. Because it's getting more tricky for them. Yeah, that's the way. Right there, that's the way. This is the way, exactly. Varian is dead, he's down. Well done. And there's the arrow. Nice dodge. I love how they pay attention to this. Every single time you go up against Bishops and his Hanzo, the one thing that you really want to tell your teammates is always watch out for the arrow. Watch the minimap. Dodge that thing. So, yeah. 5 kills to 4. We got a double altar coming up. I like it. It's a back and forth. Now we have a fight on our hands. Early game had me concerned, but no, now they're fighting. Still, the control on the bot lane is, of course, a thorn in the sides of the cats. Decent ult here, but no real follow-up on it. Bishop's also just rushing. What was that? That little dive there at the end towards them? That came out of nowhere. Malfurion, so surprised he hits the tranquility button. He's like, ah! They're going for the double channel, or at least they're trying to. Jojo with a flashlight interrupting quickly. But Stukov at the bottom of the map already got the first 5 shots fired. The longer they hold on to that bell tower, the better for them. And they're gonna get the one in the middle too. Yes, that's on. That has to be a kill. No way. Really? Wow. Drake got out of this one? Damn. Not bad. Not bad. So, yeah, they are able to save Junkrat. They are losing the altar. But still, more than expected. Yeah, with another 5 shots fired and connected, we have 15 points against 28. So they're nearly doubling that. 29,000 damage for Junkrat. 44k already for Hanzo. Are they making a beeline for the boss? Indeed they are. Look at these cheeky fucks. Down at the bottom of the map, we have them, of course, in full vision of the bell tower. So they know they would lose it eventually. And they're saying, hey, if you already have to give that thing up, at least trade, right? At least trade it and come in and claim the next 4 shots here. That's exactly what they do. 11 to 28, nearly level 16. The experience lead in the hands of the 3-legged cat as they have the Haka all the way up at the top. So they got the early level 16 for themselves. Couldn't take the bottom bell tower though. And we're gonna get the next talent in just a bit of a second. A little bit more poke is available. They also have a pumpkin camp that they could still go for. Yeah, and if they make it go for a fight there and the Haka comes in, that could be an easy 5 versus 4. Yeah, there's at least the level 16. Poking that out. Taunt comes out. Okay, they could go for the kill attempt on Jojo. They need a bit more damage on it. The Haka is now joining the battle as well, but we also have Blaze in action down at the bottom of the map. 5v5 now, still around the camp, but the triple altar phase has been announced too. 4v4 situation on the bell towers. Bit of poke. Blaze might have to bunker it up here. And has to, indeed. Needs to be very careful here, especially with Junkrat around. And that's his demise. The Dragon Varian is making matters worse. Good arrow from Sylvanas. Great arrow from her. But it's too little too late. They still lose Varian. Both of the frontliners are gone. Oh boy. Yeah, that was great play by the cats. The Junkrat in particular with the mine that he placed down there. And they... they interrupted Menel'dor. Nice. That would have been pretty cool. If he would have been able to sneak this one, they would have gotten all 3 of them. But now at least they have the bottom bell tower taken. The first 5 shots are already fired. They're getting 10. 3 are still fired against the red team. That pops them down into the single digits. But of course, there's still a lead in experience right now for the red team. And a pretty significant one at that. 1.5 levels. That's pretty solid. Yeah, Varian, bot side. He's starting to help the team out in an attempt to regain the bell tower, I guess. The late game. It's always this map, isn't it? The late game on Towers of Doom is always bananas. 62,000 damage by Hanzo for now. Greymane is on the camp. That's the beauty of having him in the mix. If he just can go in Wong form and chunk them down, and that's it. But yeah, 65,000 damage now from Hanzo, as already mentioned before. Siege damage, that's where the Haka and Blaze, the 2 side laners, are doing their thing. But yeah, either way, they need to reclaim this one. And level 20 is becoming more and more of a concern, of course. 8 points to 18, that's not that big of a gap. It looks like a lot, it isn't. Not on this map. That can easily be bridged. You get a double altar and you lock in a boss and all of a sudden you're pulling ahead, especially if you're able to escort some of the pumpkins in too. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. So yeah, they're poking it. Already got Stukov for this. Same time. Varian finds himself in trouble again. Junkrat is annoying. He's really, really annoying in these positional games. Good shove. Get the hell out of there. Yeah. Easily pushed away. But, yeah. The altar at the bottom of the map is up in 13 seconds. And I don't think they can retake. What are they trying to do? They're trying to go for Dehaka, I guess. But Khaldor has already realized... Oh my god, bishops! Oh, they get him. They're fully committed. They're gonna get him. He's gonna die. Now the altar at the bottom gets taken, and there's way more that's being claimed here too. The 5 shots are in, 13 to 8. They really wanted him, and so they just committed with everything they had. They're also getting the bell tower, but it also means that at the bot lane they lose the pumpkins, and they might get another 5 shots. Sorry, 3 shots against them. But, oh boy. They really wanted that kill, didn't they? And Malfurion realizes that the pumpkins are not going to make it through because of the camp. And Sylvanas moves in and says like, yep, not going to happen. I'm sorry, but we're going to burn this down. There is level 20 on the other hand now. And that gives us a mad amount of momentum for especially Johanna. Top side, I mean, Red Team is not the only team that can get some pumpkins into play. So they are doing the same thing here. And these boys are gonna make it. So yeah, there's nobody defending this, nobody even trying. And of course he's also getting experience for the team. They want the level 20 and they're gonna go grab it. So now we're talking about 5 points against 13. And Team Ash, as they lock in their Storm Talons, is getting stronger and stronger once again. Especially with Sylvana side lane pushing too. And applying pressure here as well. Bolt of the Storm is in. Bullseye. Yeah, things are getting fairly interesting. The boss is up on the map too. That's 1 point shy of dropping the cats, so that's good for them. Very good for them. Another stun, and goodbye Jojo. Insta-kill on her, the taunt came in, and that's how you build the momentum just at the right moment in time. They go for Greymane, they want the kill, he's jumping out, he's trying to at least. Denado is still following up, here's another taunt available in a second. They try to go for Sylvanas, no! And my try dies. The cats, everybody. The cats with another kill. Double altar is now up. Oh boy. 4 to 4 bell towers, they're so low. The red team lost Johanna early and then they recovered, but now it's just altars everywhere, so who gets the channel? Junkrat interrupts, time and time again. But they have to let this one go, so they're trading 1 for 1 as it seems. No, they're not. There's the taunt though. Dehaka, not like this. Dehaka, just too greedy here. They lose him. They take the bottom altar, so that's at least a bit of a win, I suppose. But it should be a single point on the core. Eventually, they should lose this one. Blaze is back. He's here. Sylvanas, 15 seconds. 4 heroes. They're literally waiting for someone. They waited for Jojo to make it through the tunnel and she didn't. 9 points to 5. Exactly. So, they try for another one. Here comes Johanna. Good jet propulsion, good arrow follow-up. Where's the fucking damage? Hanzo is dead. He's dead. He's killed by Jojo. No freaking way. The cats. The cats. Denado. They kill Varian. Guys, this could be game. This is close to game. This is very close to game. At the top, what are they going to do? I thought they might try and go for boss, and I was already about to say, like, that's suicidal. That's not going to happen. 5 points to 5 as the ult has been channeled. They go for the camp here, and this is just nasty. Oh, crap. That is... Camp at the top lane, camp at the bot lane, and the boss up on the map, and they're going to take this one, of course. They have 5 versus 3 going. It's going to be a single point on the core for Team Ash. They're going to deal with this. They're going to retake the bell tower now, but they're going to lose the 4 points on the core. That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy now. 19 minutes in, and what a first map between these two teams. So it's 5 bell towers to 3, by the way, which means that the altar at the bot lane could still decide the game. Think about how crazy this is. If they don't retake this top bell tower, and I honestly thought they would go for that. I really thought that they would go for that with everyone, but they don't. I guess the Haka is eventually going to get it too, unless he has to tunnel down now. But if they force the Haka to tunnel down, it could be the battle over the bottom altar that decides the game. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The Haka is already moving back. It's... Despite the fact that it's a point against 5, this is the altar that decides it all. Whoever channels it wins the game. That's how simple this is. You win the altar, you win the game. That's where we're at. 115 stacks for the level 4. The Haka is still in the middle. They can't take any kind of bell tower back. So they find themselves in a real awkward spot. There we go. The Haka starting to move in. Gets shoved away. No chance. But already, the ult on Malfurion. A lot of ults have been used here. Bunker had been dropped too. The Haka in the back, making sure they interrupt him as well. And there's the kid on Blaze. The cats, they come in with a vengeance. They go for Denado, and it seems like they're going to get the kills here. They won't be able to take Jojo down just now. That is game. That is it. The cats starting this series with a victory. With Jojo down, it doesn't matter anymore. Sylvanas dies too, and the core gets dropped as the cats take game number 1 in the best of 5 here in the losers bracket. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. After a really solid first game, we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity. The cats have the lead. They took it. Was a bit surprised. I really thought that towards the late game, Team Ash can just use their experience to make the calls there. And I mean, there were a couple of really close encounters, especially in that last battle, but great job by the cats. Very, very well done. And I said it as we headed into the series, and even before that actually, that you should not count out the cats because they've played a great season. Honestly, would wish for them to play with their 5-man longer and to really show themselves also in future tournaments because they have quite some potential, especially with a little bit more twist and yeah, coordination. But this time Hanzo gets banned, so we are back in a situation where you ban out one of Bishop's best heroes, also because this is Battlefield of Eternity, so Hanzo has even more value on this particular map. Garrosh and Lucio are being banned. And with Battlefield of Eternity, you have a lot more teamfights in the middle, so you have to be careful what you pick here too. You need to make some adjustments as well on this. No 3 lanes where you have to soak the entire time. You can still play the Haka. There was actually a long time in HTC in particular where the Haka was a very solid and one of the best side laners that you could pick on this map. The whole idea behind it was that you got the earlier level 10. You kept the Haka on the side lane while the team was already posturing around the Immortal. He would get level 10 for your team first, and then you use that for a quick team fight to either get kills or get the Immortal, and from that point on you try to snowball. Now that is ages ago, patches ago, and a lot of changes. Not only in balance, but also in the way that the maps are now being played ago. But that is still to an extent true today. You can play the Haka here for sure. But we're starting things with Maitri and Liming, so resets and damage. This is more so a map, now that we've talked earlier about Anduin and about Genji, where I would be a little bit worried about a Genji Anduin play from Team Ash, because they've did exactly that in the past here. We got Meneldo and Blaze. Yeah, if you pick Liming first, then that's what you risk. And yeah, Greyman. Greyman is getting so much more popular in this tournament. It's actually nuts. Before that, you couldn't find a Greyman to save your life, and now all of a sudden he starts popping up everywhere. Rises in priority. This is of course also a good map for him, since he does a lot of damage against the Immortal, and in camps he was always awesome. Yeah, and there's Anduin. Talking about it, right? So this is where you ban Genji. If you have Bishops on the other side, you have Anduin already picked, and if you watched any of the qualifier games that they played, this is where you ban out Genji. Just to be safe. I mean, what else are you going to ban? You can target the front line maybe. Maybe Sylvanas is something that worries you, but you can also pick it for yourself. I guess Sylvanas is another potential ban, but Genji is definitely one of the heroes that you think about now. And they ban Tracer instead. Can deal with this too. Tracer, you can make similar plays actually with her. But yeah, so they get the Tracer ban. But it's not necessarily something that I associate all that much with Team Ash. Now, it's not, I'm not saying they can't play Tracer, or they haven't played Tracer, but they normally go for a lot, like different heroes. But again, they can obviously play it, so like, duh. But yeah, that Genji pick is potentially happening. Could now also be, of course, that they are trying to take it away. A little bit less likely, I guess, but still. And then we have to also figure out what exactly Dinado is going to do here. What is he playing with? Enuburak, Urel, Liming would be good. So I had an Enuburak pick, unless the cats are taking him. No. We get Malfurion again. Yeah, and we get Diablo. Okay, so Diablo Blaze. Genji, Enuburak? Is that a thing? Or what else are we getting from Bishops? Bishops has been playing Cassia, has been playing with Lunara. If you want to combo with Anduin, then Genji, the resets also with Liming, poke them down a little bit. There's a lot that they can do with that if they go down that path. And Sylvanas instead. Sylvanas and Muradin. Alright. Might even... Nah, they're not going to switch up, I guess. Okay, so they have the Sylvanas choice. And what is Drak here gonna choose now? Need a little bit more damage for them. It's not enough. Something that... well, you have Greymane already to keep Muradin in check a little bit. And here it is, Chromie! The Chromester, everybody! Yay! Shut up. Battlefield of Eternity! Let's go! Map number 2, the Cats against Team Ash. Second game between our two teams here in the loser's bracket. We got Renella on Anduin, Dinado on Muradin, Morenas on Urel, Bishops playing Sylvanas, and Maitri on Li Ming. On the right side, it's Dracula on Chromie for the three-legged cats. We got Erath on Greymane, Meneldur on Blaze, Captain Rex on Malfurion, and Johan on Diablo. The team in the lead here. You know, I got a Force Armor on level 1, the Overwhelming Affliction on the first talent for Sylvanas. It seems like they're not even bothering trying to go for a sneaky Sylvanas attack at the top. The red team, as you can see on the minimap, is spreading to meet that potential attack. But it's the bot lane that they're aiming for. They're not going to get a whole lot done here, so they just make sure that they're immediately on lane. But off we go. If you get a 2-0 in this one, you are in a really nice spot, of course, for the series. But it's not going to be easy. Chromie, quite annoying. I mean, Chromie is probably one of the most annoying heroes in this game. Chromie, I would say Chromie and Tracer. Anything with mobility is annoying. Anything with mobility and range is annoying. Meneldur, not so annoying. More dead. Yeah, he goes down quickly. So that's an easy kill right there. Sometimes it's actually a little bit weird. Like, I hate mages with a passion. When I play Diablo, I hated mages. When I play heroes, I don't like mages really all that much. Any RPG, any MMO that I play, I just hate mages. Give me... The most that I'll sell down for now, normally give me an axe, give me a sword, anything, honestly, that gets me melee and I'm happy. I would settle for someone with a bow maybe and go for an archer type or whatnot. But mages, I fucking hate. And this is one of the moments when it's a little bit sad that the English language doesn't have the... There's something that's just don't translate. That's... Oh, Meneldur is dead again. Like, dude, what's going on? You've been more dead than alive. Liven up a little bit here. There's a couple of words that just simply don't translate. For example, how do you translate Zauberschlampe into English? You can't. It's not the same thing. You can try to translate it word by word, but it doesn't really have the same ring to it. It's not the same thing. It's really difficult sometimes to express your disdain for the mage class in a fitting way without going overboard in it with English. So yeah, in case you want to learn a new word, every single time that you're mad on mages and you hate them, just call them a Zauberschlampe. That's pretty much it. Okay, after a little bit of a language lesson for the day, we got our 2 kills. Therefore, a slight lead here. In experience too. Nothing crazy, but maybe towards an early level 7 talent if you can like kill or something. So yeah. All the way up at the top, Urel, Meneldur, still our 1v1. Meneldur can't be happy, he's the one that died twice now. Yeah, that is... yeah. Bit unfortunate for the side lane now if you're getting dropped that hard. Maybe got dropped as a child or something, like, I don't know. Maybe that's what blazes in the armor. If there's a hero in this game that has been dropped a little bit too much as a child, it's probably Murky, right? Cracked the egg a little bit too hard. But yeah, so we get our talents in, we got our level 7 soon on the rise, and there's the lead in XP for the blue team. It's not too crazy, but if they get it throughout the Immortal fight, then maybe they can use that time window, as small as it is, to make an engage happen. But for that to be a thing, they need to first of all deal with the Immortal itself, and that's where we have the cats, again, starting to take some honest damage. But Dibbles is in trouble, and he's dead. Yeah, he has a problem. The problem is called death. Can't cure that. And also, this is another kill. Malfurion is dead too. Okay. The ugly brother died. And we have Muradin also dead. A lot of kills all of a sudden. There might be another one right here. Menaldor, not again, dude. No. So they win the halftime show, but they lose 3 heroes in total. So that propels the blue team even further to level 7. But it might still be a victory on the Immortal for the three-legged cat. They're trying. It's an interesting race between the two now. And so far, the red team is winning it. So they're coming over here, trying to buy them more time, but they can't. And it is indeed the three-legged cats that lock the Immortal in. So there we have it. Level 7 is ready, but they can't do anything with it. And by the time that the Immortal is back on the map, it's obviously going to be even talents for the two teams. The desperate prayer of Anduin. Let's play a game. What is Anduin praying for? Courage, skill, a backbone. Keep praying, buddy. Not gonna happen. 5 kills to 1, and the Immortal doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's not really a whole lot that they can accomplish with this. If they get Greymane into range on the fort, then maybe. You know what? They're actually getting a little bit more damage than I initially thought. When the Immortal dropped low on the wall alone, I thought they couldn't really scratch this thing. But they are still able to get it down to half HP, so that's not too bad. Okay, so Menaldor up at the top lane again. He's currently the weak link, at least for this one, so you gotta be careful there. Down to the bottom of the map. We already have another camp about to be attacked. Greymane is just going for the goats here the entire time. He's hungry. The wolf, he needs some meat. Is going in for it with the Quicksilver bullets on level 7. Blue team, then again, is already pushing at the top. Nice jet propulsion. But Menaldor, still, be careful. Don't do a ham on them. Trying to slow them down, of course. We got the slowing sands as well as female Gara is going topside. Trying to drop the ult on them. Big engage from Diablo. Maybe a little bit too deep. Don't want to commit Sudoku here. And down at the bottom of the map, Greymane did work. He did a lot of work. Now, the Space Goat is there, but I don't think they can get a kill on him, especially now with Chromie saying hello. I don't think that's happening either, so yes, Chromie assists a bit, and they are still Gucci. Whereas up at the top, Menaldor, don't do this to me. Come on. Menaldor, the love child of Mene and Khaldor, is absolutely inting the top lane. That is the 4th time, 3rd time that he drops. At least the team is getting counter value at the bottom of the map as they go for a double kill on Sylvanas and on Yrel. Notice something? Both of them blue in the face, both of them dead. Coincidence? I don't think so. Now, we got 4 deaths on Menaldor. Bro, what's happening here? That is an unhappy blaze. So, 6 kills to 3 right now. Bot lane fort gone. Sylvanas. I think Sylvanas and Yrel both escaped from Avatar. When there's supposed to be more movies, right? When there's supposed to be more Avatar movies, wasn't that a thing where they announced there's gonna be like 4 of them? Wasn't the last one 20 years ago or something? So yeah, I remember when we had HGC, the studio complex where we recorded HGC, the show in LA. That's also the same studio complex where apparently they did work for Avatar. And we were always told back then, oh yeah, there's gonna be so many movies. I mean, apparently everybody was supposed to star in them escaped. Yrel and Sylvanas literally just made it across the studio area and were hiding in the Nexus now. So, there it is. Either way, next objective is up, and this time the halftime show, yeah, it's a little bit more even. Level 10 abilities on both sides, of course, make things also quite a lot more interesting. We don't have any insane talents taken, but seems like Team Ashe is finally getting a bit of momentum for themselves in the first Immortal here. So here we go. That's... I was about to say, can you please get the final hit in? Don't let it sit like that. Do you take it down? Nah, I'm good. Like, who, what? That happens too many times when the team just can't agree on who gets the final auto attack in, and then all of a sudden your opponent has another 10 seconds to work with, and either wins it or takes the shield down. So, yeah. Bottom of the map. It's time to shine and see what they can do now. Do we get a fort 4-4? Topside fort, by the way, is still low on the red teams. 7 kills to 3. Seems like Team Ash got a little bit mad that they lost the last one. Maybe they underestimated the cats a little bit, but you gotta be careful on that. Also, talking about being careful, Dibbles, he has the 100 souls. Yeah, and they might with Sylvanas just get that fort after all. Nah, not quite. Liming was trying to drop it with another combo, but Malfurion jumped in the breach. Took some of the damage. Where's my kills? Muradin with a real crabby mount. Not a fan of that one either. There's very few mounts actually that I fully endorse. The bottle ship is kind of cool. There's a couple of carpet heroes, like for example Blue Leoric. Blue Ice Giant Leoric on the blue carpet. That's alright. And there's just too many shitty mounts in this game. Oh, the bishop's careful. Don't give Dibbles a chance to grab you. He's going to murder you, and we have still Chromie on the other team. So once that you are hit by a stun and the slowing sands afterwards, have fun getting out of that, especially when Malfurion drops the lawn. Malfurion can easily help you to take it down there. But yeah. Camp after camp now claimed. You get level 12.5 versus 12.5, but these Sylvanas rotations, they are always good to pressure the side lane. Normally you just get a tower or a gate, but in this case it can finish the fort off. And that is the first fort that they take, but there's another one at the bot lane that is also so low that they soon should be able to get catapult pressure on the bottom of the map. Yep, Diablo is still sitting here in the bush. And Blaze needs to redeem themselves. We need those jet propulsions. We need a big oil spill that slows everybody down here. Camp's now claimed by both, and it's party time. Yeah, that Immortal could be nasty. 13 on both sides. We now have the Bronzebeard Rage. That definitely helps Muradin a lot. Got the Remorseless and the Illusionist, so Maitre can play more aggressive. Oh, I realized quickly that he was in danger of getting stunned into the wall. But yeah, Dibbles with the play. There's the Stormbolt and Terror. Full on barbecue mode by Diablo. Might try a bit low. There's Sylvanas. They're pushing it back. They're trying to go for him. Frontliner is already in trouble. But in comes the old on Malfurion. Urel has to counter with her own to stay alive as she pressured into the mix. And down here, I suppose that the camp is going to take the fort down. They are going for Dibbles too. Johan, if you get hit by a Stormbolt, it is lights out, my friend. Stormbolt is there, and the rest of the team, thankfully for him, is also present. Light Bomb, another stun, but a good jet propulsion from Meneldo before he drops the bunker. And they gotta get out of this one. The fort is gone, though. The fort is already gone. And... oh, yeah, if you get the resets on Liming, you can bunny hop through those team fights so easily. Getting one hit in after another. Full on whack-a-mole. Calamity is like whack-a-mole. See a hero, kill a hero. It's like you just jump through. Time again. But yeah, so for now, 7 kills, 2-3. But in experience, they're nearly identical. Stormbolt! Oh, the combo attempt! And Johan, thanks to the Soul Shield, is still alive. But not for long, as it seems. They're trying to make another play for Diablo. The Lord of Terror is pretty terrified because he is losing his souls. Yep, down to 26 now. And they are taking aim for the Immortal right away. Oh, 3-2-3 movement. Renella! Yeah, seems like someone dropped over here. So Renella is pausing. Denado is thankfully still in the game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm always terrified the entire games where we have Team Ash play that Denado for some reason drops out, because again, he is the Ukrainian on the blue team. The rest of them all Russians, and yeah, Denado he had troubles on day number 1. Apparently internet connection was a little bit unstable for him, and obviously there's a lot more danger there associated with it too. So in this case, it's Urel that drops out. Bishops and his boys, they're making the play for the Immortal. But let's check the situation out here real quickly. So, generally speaking, there's a fort at the top lane that has been destroyed. The fort at the bot lane is now down too. That gives a structural advantage right from the get-go to the blue team, who now, thanks to the kill on Diablo, also have the chance to go for the Immortal itself. The problem is, of course, that Diablo still had his soul, so he's down to 26, but he can still come back in and defend with the 5-man. So they get some free damage, but that's about it. And there's all of the ults still available for the 3-legged cat, whereas Yrel and Muradin both still have to wait for their timer to run down. So that is the risk here. If you take the fight too early and you don't have those heroics, survivability at the front line is a bit low. You still get some free damage in. I'll try to use that immediately. Muradin dodging around the Immortal too. Immortal stuns are of course the big risk here. At least Yrel has her ult back up, so that gives her survivability. But they're still trying to poke this one. And the same is happening also from the blue team side. So they're coming in for this. And yeah, the red team way more aggressive and using Dracula and his Chromie in particular to just poke from afar. Another Stormbolt potentially if the Dado gets close enough on this one. But Malfurion immediately cordons off that corridor together with Chromie, slowing Sands and the roots on the ground. Still so close in experience here. Yeah, Bullet is out already. Yrel with the ult. They try to go for main door again. Not able to force the bunker just yet. Oh, good lockdown. Malfurion has some really neat moves that allow him to set the rest of the team up, especially Diablo with his lightning breath. Avatar is back in. Muradin is low though, very low, gets chunked down by Greymane and nearly dying here. They can't connect the final hit though. Even Greymane, as he's attempting to sneak in, wasn't able to pull that off. But the same is true on Diablo's side. Sylvanas is dead on the other hand. Chromie dropping her. Chromie dropping Sylvanas just as Muradin finally has some hit points again. And Dibbles! This time he's dead. Down for the count. The red team has taken the lead on the objective on the other hand. Whereas Team Ash will have the early level 16. So that's another thing. Oh boy. Yeah, there's the next move right there towards the top in an attempt to take Blaze down. He doesn't have the bunker. Can they get the kill? Yes! He dodges the Calamity, but the combo itself, he's not able to avoid. 10 kills, 2-4. And here we go. Another hit. Another body block. The mace to the face. And Captain Rax still gets out because they are too deep into tower range. And they still will lose the Immortal, won't they? Dracula just simply gets the shots together. Greymane for the final blow. And they even stop Yrel from moving away here. And they're gonna stop her again. They're gonna stop her again. Morenas might even die if this continues. They were trying to get the kill here. They are full on blasting them. The barbecue is real. And you just can't sit there time and time again expecting the result to be any different. So now they wasted tons and tons of time before they can top off their hit point and mana pool. And as that happens, the Immortal is making a move through the top lane as he's trying to do his thing. So, yeah. Oh, light bomb engage after Sylvanas already used her ult on them. Johan is low. Tranquility is helping a lot here. And they turn it on Yrel and the Space Goat is dead. What is happening? Seriously. This is the cats again in the late stage starting to play out of their mind. They have really what it takes to advance. They are not the team that was supposed to make this happen, but they won map number 1 and they are currently looking better and better on map number 2. So Muradin is likely going to fall if anybody can connect the shot. But now that he starts to move out and that his trade is kicking in, I don't think that he will be able to get the kill. He should be able to escape. It's going to be a lot of wasted time. They can't go for the keep though. But yeah, Stormbolt is there. Muradin, he needs the jump. He should have taken the long way around. Denado gets crushed. The ragdoll gets thrown away. And Muradin is experiencing another death. Death number 2. It is wild though. It's a wild series. Team Ash played strong throughout the entire season. And even in this tournament so far, they won all the games they were expected to win. But from the get-go, I said that the match between the Cats and Team Ash would probably be one of the closer ones. What I didn't expect is that the Cats are seriously getting to a point where they might take a 2-0 lead. And as I say it, we have another frontliner down. Another kill on Urel. The Space go dead. And here we have the move for keep number 1. Might not be able to get it now that Muradin is back in 3 seconds. Depends a bit on how much Greymane can do at the front. If they can keep him alive, then yep. But Muradin is back, and that makes it difficult for Greymane to engage. Muradin with a light bomb, and Malfurion is down. Okay, he's dropped, and no way. Stormbolt, yeah, goodbye, my friend. That needs some dental work. That mouth was already a problem, and now that the Stormbolt has hit, didn't improve it by any means. But as it stands, the entire map is pushing against the blue team. So we have some catapults on the bot lane. We have topside obviously in trouble as the keep is low on 30, 40 HP. But it comes down to another big fight on the Immortal. And this time it's a 5 versus 3 as it starts. So that's a freebie on the halftime show. Team Ashe is heavily fighting back on this. And now the question is simply, can they, after the halftime show, claw their way back into that battle? Because this is not going to be easy. 12 kills to 7, level 18.5 to 18.5. You got to be careful with the poke here. You want to slow them down, but you don't want to give them an opportunity to get a kill. The staggered death for the red team would be the worst case scenario. So they are starting to poke. 5 versus 5 on the map, but the commitment is there. Team Ashe wants the 100% shield on the Immortal. They're turning it on Donato, and Anduin, as usually, the Killjoy moves in with the pull out. And here comes the play of the cats. They are going for Sylvanas. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? How? They did it again. They did it again. Johan with a big engage into the back line. They nearly kill Muradin too, but the kill against Sylvanas alone is already worth so much. The keep is nearly falling. Honestly, the keep is falling. They're not even trying anymore. The keep is down, and the Immortal, they're nearly gonna win it, aren't they? How do you sneak past them here? This is getting crazy. Are the cats really gonna take a 2-0 lead here? Is this really happening? I mean, they're getting closer and closer and closer. The wolf on the wolf down here, they might get the level 20 now for this push too. They take the minion wave down. This might be game. There's 20. They got 20. Hunter's Blunderbuss, the fortified bunker, the lunar shower. Always my favorite. Seriously, all the other showers, like Golden Shower, not my Lunar Shower, this is where it's at. But they are making the play. And we also have the Hellstorm. So they are going for the full Torah on this. Team Ashe is about to lock in their level 20, but they're definitely going to lose the keep. And this is the second keep that they lose. Second keep down. And the Immortal could... He's going to do damage to the core. The only question is how much. That's the only question. Can you save the game? Yes or no? Greymane, he doesn't give a shit. He just goes for it. Greymane on the core, but they focus him down and they immediately take him apart. But I don't think it matters. This should be game. There's the Hellstorm. That's it. A 2-0 lead for the three-legged cat against Team Ashe, everybody. GG and well played. Third game. I don't know what to tell you. If you would have told me that one of the two teams is going to pull ahead with the 2-0, I would not have bet a single cent on the cats. The cats are good. I like them. I think they have a lot of potential. They get stronger, but you look at their games and there's always a couple, you know, of mistakes that they make, a couple of weaknesses that they have where you feel, hey, this can be easily exploited. But they are one of the stronger teams right now, especially in this season. They haven't made an impact in the previous ones. I don't think they played as this particular 5-man. But going up against Team Ashe, I thought, okay, they should be able to take a few maps here. I didn't think they would be able to pull ahead with the 2-0. The thought alone that we could have a 3-0 victory for the Cats over Team Ashe is crazy to me. So, we'll see if they can make that work, or if Team Ashe is just now putting their foot down, just saying like, okay, we're done with this shit. We got the ban on Junkrat. After game number 1, I would ban him too. I mean, he was so super annoying on Towers of Doom. Dragon Shire, of course, you could still go for a Rexa pick at the top. Zeratul is already banned, so that bishops can't rip them a new one with that. But they go for the global first, okay? Rexa would be an interesting one, though. Give me Rexa. I guess one of the two picks is going to be Hanzo. Sylvanas is also up, of course. Yeah, that's true, too. We should see one of the two. Lunara! Lunara and Hogga! Okay, neither Hanzo nor Sylvanas. We get Lunara instead. Pick by my try. That's actually a hero that bishops can play too, so sometimes they switch that over. But yeah. They are going down a different path now. Morenas with Hogga. I mean, for them the tournament life is literally on the line, right? They are 0-2. This is the loser bracket. You lose here and you're out. Brightwing and Sylvanas get taken. As Dracula locks Sylvanas in. Double global already. And a 3-0 would be crazy. If the cats can all of a sudden come in here and just like slap them, that would be bonkers. They ban Greymane. That's how much they respect us now. They look at this and they're saying like, guys, let's get rid of Greymane. He has been so annoying. Let's get rid of him. No more camp clear through him. No more front line just bursted by Greymane chunking them down. Yeah. Very, very nice to see such targets ban. That's the cool thing about a best of 5. That you have within a series oftentimes a certain meta evolve between them. And they're really not liking that Anduin, right? Second time that they ban him. First of all, again, Anduin Genji as a potential play. But also the light bomb that we saw in the last map in particular. Then you have always this pull. Anduin is the king of pulling out. He always just like pulls out targets that are focused by the other team. And yeah, there's a Nubarak. Did we get a Stukov? No, Malfurion. We go for Malfurion. Renella on Malfurion. For our third game. Nubarak stun. Malfurion follow up. Slows from Lunara. Get those toxins into play. And that leaves us with Bishops, who can still pick Hanzo. Bishops can still pick Hanzo if he wants to. A little bit too... I mean, they're a bit squishy. They don't really have an insane frontline, so maybe even another melee? Varian and Hanzo. Oh boy, they pick him away. Varian is in the house. And Hanzo gets taken away from them. Okay. Alright. Show me what you got. Bishop Zeratul is banned. His Hanzo is taken. He played Cassia before. Tracer is up. Genji's up. Game 3. It's not going to be an easy one. Falstad. He goes for Falstad. They go for the birdie again. They played that already earlier once. Not in this series. But guys, that's Dragonshire. That's Dragonshire. Game 3. This is it. Do or die. Team Ash. Can they pull it off? Let's find out. Third time's the charm. That's at least what Team Ash has to tell themselves. They're starting this one off with Renella on Malfurion, Denado on Anubarak, Bishops on Falstad, Morenas on Hogga, and Maitrai on Lunara. The cats. They're dangerous today. Dracula on Sylvanas, Irath on Hanzo, Captain Rex is playing Brightwing. We got Johanna on Varian. Johan on Varian. Johanna on Varian. That's the PG version. And Menaldor on Dehaka. Okay, so. This is really do or die. If Team Ash loses this one, they're out of the tournament. So they need to step it up a bit if they want to have a chance. It's not going to be easy by any means, getting 3 wins in a row now. Not impossible, we've seen it before. But they definitely gotta step it up a little bit if they wanna pull that one off. So, with all of that, we now have on the mid lane already a little bit of action going on. Obviously, comes back to the taunts of Varian here, at least to a huge extent. Malfurion also. It's not winter anymore, like what are you doing? Rocking the reindeer here and everything. Christmas is long gone. Summertime. At least in Spain, we're slowly getting there. We're not maybe quite there yet, but we are on the right path. Yeah. Whereas in other regions of the world as I'm non-stop being reminded by my chat. Snow is still falling, and I'm just like sitting here thinking, ha ha. Yeah, snow is something you visit, it's not something where you live. So, Denado, talking about visiting, he's stopping by at the bottom right. Quick look, like, do you really want this one? Can I take this off your hands? And it's like, no, we really want it. And it's like, alright. I thought I'd ask. So, camps are taken across the map. Once the 1 minute mark passed, the two teams just eager to get some pressure onto the lanes going. The timing on this one should also be pretty good. Top side, Bishops, he's already pressuring Menildor. And Menildor, he died a bit too much on the last one. And talking about pressure, Denado is already experiencing that too. So, yep. Gets the globes though, so that at least helps. Bambi is also still in Christmas. Like, they're a little bit past the time there. It's like, guys, try and keep up. Yeah, and my try. Alright, hits are coming in. As the siege giants still need to be taken down. Top lane, on the other hand, that's where we're going to get some solid action as the two teams are colliding. But Dracula has Sylvanas, so that it gives an inherent advantage to the defending team as they're trying to make sure that not too much of the wall here falls. Numbers advantage obviously in favor of their opponents. That balances things a bit more. But it also allows the red team to control the remaining two lanes at the bottom and the middle of the map. And they're going to try to do the exact same thing here. Bambi, bit low, and goodbye. No way. What? Okay. And Denado gets out too. This shit again. Are you serious? We had that earlier today where everybody just kept escaping. Seems like in this case the same's happening. I expected 1 kill. I could have seen 2. I did not think that we would walk away with only with 0. So fair enough. We got Varian again coming in with the taunts. Trying to taunt this out as much as he can. Magic spit on Brightwing. What is magic about that spit, by the way? I mean, seriously. Like, what's magic about that spit? Does it heal things? It's like when I hear that magic spit, then honestly, I want something flashy. I want something that is a little bit on the cool side. But yeah, apparently not really. A little bit of poke down here too. Get another camp. Falstad, by the way, is barely getting out at the top, so Bishop's happy to fly away as he got attacked by Draka and Menildor. Did not see the second one coming, but was still able to make it out. Down here, the taunts, but it's only 2 of them. Brightwing is coming in to help out, but they barely make it out alive. Level 7 talent side. We haven't seen a single kill yet, so this is a bit of a smaller, slower start into the game. Yeah, and here comes the Choke and Pollen, level 7 on both sides. Bit of pressure. Falstad is obviously using the global as best as he can right now, but both of the teams are running one Dehaka on the other side. It's nothing too crazy, especially the blue team is playing this very, very safe now. They know that one mistake can cost them the entire tournament here, so they're playing this as slow and as calm and collected as can be. And they have, of course, quite a bit of split push potential too. They did damage at the top lane already. They're able to take another tower down. So step by step, they're getting there. And they might even be able to get a kill. And, well, you can scratch the might because the Dehaka is dead. Extinct again. The dinosaur is down. And thanks to the beetles, they're immediately moving in, starting to take a few of the hit points off the fort here. So, yep, that is a great start into that fight. But did they stay too long? Malfurion gets attacked and makes it out. Close though. Yeah, shouldn't stay too long here either. And they sneak the Dragon Knight too. Bishops moved into the middle as they went towards the top, and they have the chance to take a few more structures down, at least the outer ring. We're 5 minutes in. Not really scaling too hard, but as long as he plays with the cooldown a little bit and just takes these waves down, attacks the structures, he should be able to A, distract them, and B, get damage. So down at the bottom, they have more time to deal with those siege giants and those waves. Top side, Morenas is already pushing Brightwing back. They really want the win now. They don't want to drop out of the tournament. They had probably a lot more ambitions for all of this. So they are attacking on all sides. Good stun. Nice. Hits both. But talk about hitting things. Ooh, there's the kill on Augur. Hanzo! Hirath is crushing it today. His Greymane performance was pretty stellar, and now he's coming in with a kill like this to make it much harder at the top lane for them to sustain themselves, and they are pushing back now. Dragonite is still active for a few more seconds at the bottom of the map, so they took the wall down over here and the one in the middle as well. But up at the top there's at least a bit of fighting happening as the cats are dropping both of the towers. And I guess Hanzo is... yeah, he's dead too. So Hanzo gets caught, and he pays with his life for that. 2 kills to 1. That's what we have. Down at the in the middle of the map. Tenados already is sitting tight. And we got another camp. Dong, 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 dong. But yeah. Not a single fort taken down yet. Nothing crazy, not too much momentum. It's like small things that happen mostly. The Dragonite this early in the game is obviously not a game changer yet, but it allowed them to take all of the walls down. So if you get another one, or if you are able to win a team fight, there's a lot of forts that are now exposed. And they keep making this move. And they move in with the Nubarak, they drop a couple of beetles, they soak the shots, and they get free damage in. And the more often you make that play... oh, that was a desperate arrow. Whew. Not like this, buddy.
Nope.
That's not gonna happen. So yeah, this time it was a bit too trigger happy. But as I said, these little rotations of the Nubarak into structures, they really help them. They take a couple of hit points off here, they get a bit of damage in there, and as the game continues, they're getting farther ahead. Now get the Brightwing kill, they could maybe even go for Sylvanas, they're body blocking already. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead, and they're gonna also get for Sylvanas. That's 3 down. 3 down, and they might get a 4th. Oh boy. 4 down at this point, and they are going straight up for the fort here. I mean, this is exactly how you want to do it. Look at the body blocks against Varian. He gets dropped. Sylvanas, they anticipate it. They drop her too, and then it's Hanzo that gets attacked a second later. With 4 kills in total and a fort destroyed. This is small advantages that they got initially, and then it's this one thing that, you know, breaks everything, and the momentum is just flooding them. So the fort in the mid lane gone. At the bottom, there's even more damage coming in now. And they're making a play for the next Dragonite at the same time, which really puts pressure onto the cats. So good for Team Ash that they're fighting back here. But this map isn't won yet. They're making the right steps, that's true. But they are not out of this yet. There's a lot that they need to pull off in order to get a win in this series. They literally need to win 3 games in a row. And they haven't even won this one yet. They pulled ahead, granted. But a few good team fights from the 3-legged cats, and they are gonna get crushed again. So yeah, gotta be careful. Hogger at the top, on the other hand, gets dragged. Maeneldur, oh, the shockwave missing as well. Ah, but so does the isolation. They get the Dragonite again. Yep, Falstad, he wants to be a big lizard. The arrow also missing. So Hanzo used another arrow that didn't connect. The isolation at the top didn't connect. Yeah, the cats are getting a little bit nervous. Maybe they peed on the carpet or something. Like, I don't know. 6 kills to 1. And let's go. Dragonite is gonna get that fort. Pew! And Dehaka is dealing... still in the... oh, there's the taunt. Dehaka's dealing in the middle still with Hogger. But Hogger is now joining the battle too. And Nubarak is down though. And Nubarak is dead. Draco is a bit low, and yep, every single fort has been destroyed. Massively ahead now in not only structures, but also a level ahead in experience. So good for them. They might be able to get the bird though if they drop this one. How many seconds? 14 left. Yeah, not quite. These are the best kills. These are the best. They are just the best. I'm sorry, but this doesn't get better than that. They don't even get the kill. Are you kidding me? Like, are you joking? They didn't bother fully going for him and now he escapes? I mean, come on. Varian is making it out of the fight and instead they're going for Hogger and take him down. That's what you get for being complacent. You could literally see them sit around Varian and they didn't really want to go for him. They're like, yeah, you take him, right? It's like, no, you got it. And all of a sudden, nobody delivered the final blow. And by the time they finally realized, hey, we need to do something, it was too late. So the entire play ends up with Hogger dying. So that was that was a bit memey. Epicenter is in. With that, we got 6 kills to 3 now. So it seems like the cats, they have still a chance to come back into this one now. But yep. Herath and Captain Rex down at the bottom. They're playing it really, really safe and slow. They know that with level 16 already in play for Team Ash, they shouldn't take any fights, and you don't want to get caught by the cocoon either. So you gotta be very, very careful. If Denado is able to get a good hit on them, then yeah. Nicely done. It's a trap! Well, at least it was. They're closing in on 16. Are they fighting this? I don't think so. Lunara's at the top, so is Hogger. And there we go with the Will for the Forsaken. And Criterize. But there's the arrow. Okay, it's not good enough though. Or is it? Isolation is missing again. Menaldor today... The Haga is a bit annoying. The delay on some of his abilities can be a problem. But yeah, he had issues on plays too. Now there's another engage at the bot lane as the Nubarak is moving in. And then Mubarak is going straight up for the Sudoku move. Dives in deep, straight into all of the shots, commits Honorable Subaru, and dies a painful death. So now that's a 5 vs 4 situation for the red team on the map. And maybe, just maybe, the shot at the Dragonite. Yeah, maybe they can do that. We'll see. Bishops is already here. Careful. Next hit. Big jump. Oh, very good, Matt. Maybe false and insulted his girlfriend or something. But there's the kill. Hogger dies first. Bishops is about to go down too, isn't he? Oh no. Geometry wasn't all that great, but Sylvanas is making up for it, I suppose? Yeah, Brightwing with the Criterize. And now they're looking at Renella and they're like, wait a second. You're here too? Alright, Birdman. Let's go down. That was a shitty arrow. But it doesn't matter. He died anyways. It was a zoning arrow. It was intentioned to hit exactly where it hit, and it forced Malfurion to sidestep, which delayed him and allowed the rest of the team to get the kill. There's a lot of copium involved in that explanation, but hey, there it is. 7 kills to 6, and now they have the lead in experience. Now they've pulled ahead in XP. 36,000 damage for Hanzo, which puts him into the top damage. And Mitra, Bambi, hello. Yeah, not so much. I mean, they are all just going for it, aren't they? They all are just literally trying to use every single opportunity that presents itself to put a little farther ahead. And that's the Dragon Knight. Who gets it? It's Sylvanas. Dracula with a Dragon Knight. And the chance to take another fort down. Because they are still behind in structures, significantly. So they got the Siege Giants. That only buys them a little bit of time. Yeah, Bambi is already hopping out. They're realizing that Varian should probably not be there all alone, so they get the rest of the team involved too. And the DK already dropping the bottom wall. Oh, that was a nice one! And that should be a kill. Cocoon! Missed the first shot and then he was aiming for the second. The Cocoon comes in. There's also the Gust. But they still get the fort. It's a little bit of a scrappy one at times. I gotta admit that. But of course there's a lot on the line here. For the cats, they're all of a sudden realizing, hey shit, we can actually win this one. And Team Ash is, boys, what's happening? We need to win 3 in a row now. We're not losing to them. But if they stay too long, there's the Will of the Forsaken. And up at the top, the Haka using the global. Level 20, baby! Here we are. Storm Talons for the cats. What are we getting? Invisible friends. Only friends that Brightwing gets. We got the Glory to the Alliance, the Contagion. And Sylvanas with the Bolt of the Storm. Roughly what you expect. Level 20 talents on the other side are going to be a little bit more impactful, I believe. So, yeah. Still poking. It's not that big of a gap. There's an advantage in experience, yes, but it's not big enough to really capitalize on this. Too hard. The arrow is alright, but it gets cleansed out right away by the Nature's Cure, and then the follow-up from Hanzo isn't there. But I think even if it did, I mean, what are you going to do? It's behind the gate, you're just breaking through it. I don't think they have the time to really connect with Lunara. But YOLOing the arrow out also doesn't hurt them too much in this situation. So now that we're on 20 for both teams, we get the Intensifying Toxins. And the Lunar Shower again. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy here. They try to invade, and kudos. They know the arrow is down. Both of the arrows are down. So they're just saying, we got all our ults, we go. And they take the fight. Yeah, here's already the Mighty Gust into the corner. They're isolating Varian, and Varian is gonna die, isn't he? Brightwing is trying to help. Are they both gonna be able to get out of here? No control, Pogga! No! And Pogga dies. Pogs himself to death. Now the rest of the battle. Sylvanas! Yeah, she's dead too. Kill for a kill. But honestly, nothing looks more silly than this kind of kill here. Ding, 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 ding. And they split Brightwing off really well, and then they just turn around and they take him. So there's an easy kill there. Now the Siege Giants, they are doing some good damage at the bottom keep. They're not able to take it, but it's gonna drop very, very low indeed. So eventually, I think either with a Dragonite or the next... What are these arrows? What is happening? Is Herath just high? Was there something I didn't see? There's nobody that escaped there. He just sat here and YOLO'd the arrow up top. Is that how you check bushes now? With ults? Or what's going on there? Did he just fat finger his R key? I mean, some of those arrows were a bit wild today. So, I'm not quite sure what that was. But yeah, it wasn't even close to the camp where they were. Maybe there was someone that tried to escape and he didn't hit him? I mean, I got the feeling I missed something. Anyways, arrow is again not available. But they can control the choke point a bit. 54,000 damage on Hanzo. Dehaka. Uh-oh, Varian and Dehaka up at the top. Brightwing is here. They go maybe for Denado. Alright, rewind. Uh-oh, Anubarak is in trouble. And it gets saved, but, well, they might get the... Oh, the Bolt of the Storm from Sylvanas. Anubarak was in trouble first, and then we had at least Malfurion coming through for him. But still, this is getting... You really know... I mean, it's in the air, right? One fight. We're all waiting for that one fight that can decide the game. That's pretty much what it is. So, yeah. Another hit right here. Also, Dehaka at the top again. Down at the bottom of the map, that's where we currently have Hogger. It's that one kill scenario again. It's not quite as intense as it was in Towers of Doom, but it's slowly getting there. We're 18 minutes in, 19 minutes in. They go for the camps again. They are just playing around the shrines. So now the bot lane, they're aiming for this. If he can buy some time, they can... Nah. yeah, Lunara takes the top, they take the bottom. I was thinking maybe... Oh, yeah, careful, my friend. Don't face check too many bushes here, even as Dehaka. Another arrow. He uses the arrow like he thinks he's Tyrande. Seriously. These arrows are being YOLO'd out time and time again by him. They really, really, really want that one lucky hit so that they can follow up with more damage. And also, yeah, some CC to finally drop the target. Kudos to Bishops at the same time that he really pays attention to this. I mean, they're really making sure that these arrows are not connecting. Because they are high risk, but if one of them hits the target, this could be the end of the game. Talking about the potential end of the game, Morenas! So low that Renella is forced into his ult again. Uh-oh, that's the play. Herath is down, that's the play. Hanzo is dead, and off they go, straight for Varian. That might be 2-3 kills. Brightwing is able to escape. Varian not so lucky, and now they go for Menel'Dor. But what can they do with this? They need a Dragon Knight, and they need it quickly, because this is going to cost them the keep. The keep is going to fall now at the bottom of the map. Even falls that can't prevent that from happening. Even if he would fly, it's not going to happen. So it's all about the Dragon Knight. And up at the top, they use Dehaka. They use Dehaka to buy them a little bit more time. He runs straight into the Nado. He has stuns, but he doesn't have much more. And I guess he's going to fall here. Can they somehow keep him alive? Yes, they can. And the bird had to deal with the bot lane in the meantime. But there's nobody that can prevent the DK from being taken. But they bought some time. They bought time, and that allows Hanzo and that allows Varian to get back into the game. Dragon Knight at the 20-minute mark. Guys, this is not game. Unless they get kills, this isn't game. There is even a chance that they're defending their keep. Small one, granted, but it's there. So this is an interesting one. Because Varian is going to be back in time for the fight. And right now, a keep has fallen at the bottom of the map on the side of the blue team. They lost their keep. Thus far, the cats haven't lost anything. It's all about how much value the Dragonite gets now. And the Haka is even moving topside at this point. He's not even deffing. He can come in whenever he wants to. But of course, that keep is the one that is likely going to fall now. But even if it does, it's still even Steven at the bot lane. And yeah, they burn that down quickly. Hogger, careful. Dehaka is trying to go for the birdie in the meantime. Yeah. Is he going to get the drag? No, but the stun connects. There's a second, and they can't get the kill because Renella is paying attention again. Renella is ruining so many good plays, and now they're going for him instead. They realized who they need to kill here. Falstad with a ghast. Bottom keep is destroyed. Nobody dead yet. And even Dehaka makes it out. Varian is also on the run. And they save the bot lane. It's again pretty even. Only the fort at the top of the map is a point here still to think about. 200,000 siege damage on Falstad now pretty much. It's gonna hit that any second. Yep, there we go. But this is getting crazy. And the saves from Renella. I mean, seriously. Falstad could have died there. They got the arrow connect this time. They had Sylvanas follow up on it too. But, oh my god. And then you have Malfurion that is there. Can use his Nature's Cure. Can come in and use the Tranquility again. So a great job by him. And the ults are coming back out. So if we had 23 minutes in the game. Both lost the keep. Which makes these bot lane camps now so much more important. There's 3 camps that travel through the bot lane. And all of them are now crucial. 97 stacks for Falstad, by the way. Yep. And up here. I think that fort is still going to be fine. Everybody is so scared right now. Everybody here is so careful. Thornwood Vines dodged once. They get the drag. Inubarak, okay. The ghast is being used. Varian is all alone. I don't think they can take him. They're not even trying. And he gets away. The emerald. What are these arrows? What is happening here? Hira YOLOs those arrows out like they have a 10-second cooldown. Here comes the main play again. Falstad. Oh, Nubarak as well. The cocoon already there. And they go for Hanzo. The stun. The double kill. There it is. 2 down. And Sylvanas is also going to die. That has to be it. Up at the top, the push is happening too. Look at the fight here. They break through the cocoon, and then the second that happens, the first stuns, the shockwave, and finally we got some momentum for Team Ash. They're moving in for the kill, and they're gonna take the core. They take a point. They win 1 map. Only the Haka survives. He's not enough to deal with all of this. 68,000 damage for Falstad. Top damage on the blue team. 73,000 for Hanzo. Great job. Nicely done. And we head to game number 4 in this best of 5 series between the Cats and Team Ash. GG. Game 3 certainly was intense. But Team Ash got 1 point onto the scoreboard. The question, of course, that is still in the room is, can they win 2 more? It's not gonna be easy. It's always rough. Mentally in particular. When you are 0-2, winning 3 in a row is real tricky. But they made the first step. It wasn't easy though, and the Cats had multiple moments where I think they could have claimed a win. If not for Renella. I think Renella really saved the day multiple times here. It was just crazy. So yeah, we'll see what they can do with all of this now. If they can still carry the momentum into the second game, or if we're gonna have the Cats stepping it up again. But I love that the teams are just at each other's throat every single map that we're seeing here so far. So yeah. We have already Rega and Lucio both banned out. So they're gonna go for the supports. But But I'm a little bit more interested in some of the key heroes here, and that's obviously, as usual, Hanzo. I mean, maybe in this game also they're just going for a completely different MO. Sylvanas is banned, I like that. But you could now go for something like a Vala. You could go for a couple of mages. You could go into a completely different path if you just decide, okay, what we tried didn't work. At least not the way that we want to. Let's try to throw them something different and see where that gets us. Hanzo on the last map, I think he was really... I mean, he had so many arrows where he just... It felt like he YOLO'd them out and was trying to go for a lucky punch. If that hits, that can win them the game. But it's obviously very, very high risk. And did not work well for them at the end of the day. Hindsight being 2020, as usual. But okay. We have already Junkrat banned. So a lot of the interrupts that you have are gone. Jojo, if she gets picked, can still use her flashlight. It can just blink in. You have Hanzo, and he gets taken right away. Key hero for the team. We've said this from the beginning, from map number 1. Have said it for the entire tournament, and it's still true. So they pick Hanzo this time, and they're relying on bishops. A lot of responsibility on the shoulders, of course, as well now. And needs to step it up for the team. And winning 2 more. Blue Spider Queen is a good map if you gain some momentum. But, well, let's move in. Blaze and Anduin. The alliance above all. Fucking crybaby. I want my mommy for the alliance. Can we just agree that nobody that has an ounce of self-respect in their body would pick alliance? Only pencil pushers pick alliance. I mean, come on, give me a break. I don't even play World of Warcraft, and I would just pick the Horde 5 times over. Following that crybaby? Are you kidding me? Like, how is that an inspiration? Ugh, you want to tuck him into bed and protect him. It's like, no. I want my mommy! God, I would love to go up against a guy like this. Are you shitting me? That's a free win. That's free experience right there. This is like, ugh. Unbelievable. Brightwing and Chromie. So they're actually turning it around now. Okay. They got Chromie on the other side. Chromie was played on Battlefield of Eternity by the red team, and this time they're stealing it away. If Sonya looks like Eminem, then they tried to make Anduin look like Brad Pitt. Look at that picture long enough. Look at that picture and just like the facial structure. Sonya looks like Eminem with an orange wig, and Anduin is a bit like that. So a little pretty boy over here. Garrosh and Greymane. Okay, so we have Greymane again. Irath played a great Greymane, so good that he was banned last map. Now he gets it again. And if Garrosh gets a good throw in, they might be able to do that. So yeah. Muradin, okay, and Yrel. Muradin and Yrel might try and Chromie. You got Hanzo. And what about Drak here? Greymane is dangerous. He was so strong the last couple of games for them. That can be problematic. Him with the light bomb, but then you know he goes deep. They get the stun, then they get the hits in. Leaves us with a final damage dealer. Tomb of the Spider Queen. The second shot for the cats. Keltas! Salami boy is in. Nice. Shalanore. Salami. Okay. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Map number 4. And the second chance for the 3-legged cat to advance to the next round of the tournament. Let's go, everybody. The 4th game in the best of 5. Red Nella this time playing Brightwing. We got Morenas on Yrel. Bishops on Hanzo, might try on Chromie, and Denado on Muradin. On the right side of the map, in red, it is Kelthas, played by Irath. We got Captain Rex on Anduin, Maynaldo on Blaze, Johan on Garrosh, and Drak this time is playing a Greymane. So you got a lot of stuns, you have the gravity laps. Honestly, I'm a Kelthas fan. I think that Khaldor is pretty fun because he brings CC, he brings some AoE. There's a lot that he has going for him, and I'm a little bit sad that through all the mobility creep that was introduced in the game, at some point, mages and him in particular didn't really have that much of a standing anymore because it was very difficult to keep them alive, play with them. So, there's that. We have on level 1, as usual, the Mana Addict. I mean, nothing else in competitive makes sense. Convection is fun to meme around a little bit and to play a quick match, but if you are playing an actual game with people that play like they have hands, then you want to go for Mana Addict. So yeah, gotta make sure that you have that extra layer of defense and get that shield out later. And obviously doesn't hurt with the Mana Pool either. Already, Bishops in trouble, and that's a statement right from the beginning. Their first pick, the man that has his key hero, dies because he gets fully bodied by Garrosh and by Khaldor. This is, by the way, one of the ugliest mount in the entire game. Come on, show it. Come on, we've seen it already. Nah, you don't have to be embarrassed, we've seen it already. This thing is disgusting. Like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? There are certain mounts that I just don't understand. Like, why? Look at this. Come on, come on. Show it again. Show it again. Come on. Stop teasing! He's ashamed. He's ashamed. He realized that we're going for it. He's a bit ashamed. I would be ashamed too. So, yeah. Yeah, horrible mount. Anyways, so both of them are going for the Bruiser camp. And, yeah, down at the bottom of the map, Khaldor is going up against Urel. Of course, that's what you would expect here. We have still in the mid lane that continuous rotation. And with the camps colliding literally in the middle of the lane, it's not going to be a big problem. But okay. With all of that said and done, let's see if they can get close enough for another quick flip. By now, of course, also on level 4 as usual, Netherwind is in. And we got the piercing light. As at the bottom of the map, they're going for the Siege Giants. There's a lot of pressure, once more, on Team Ash. They lose this one, they're out. One shitty team fight where you lose all of your gems and your opponent gets a turn in and you're out of the tournament. So, not where you want to be. Not even a little bit. So every single move matters. Gotta communicate the entire time, gotta coordinate your attacks well, make the right decisions of what to focus on. And they have to do this slowly but steadily. Globes are gonna be very important here too, so you're sitting at 9 at this point. You wanna be done by level 10 ideally. Again, it's all about getting ready before heroic abilities are becoming a big thing. So, yeah, there's that. And what else? Yeah, there's another one. There's the flip and the follow-up. Denado is dead. This is the beauty of having Khaldor. There's a lot of problems that he has in these games, but what he offers is great. A lot of damage, AoE, poke, and of course that gravity lapse. A good gravity lapse as a follow-up on any initiation, in this case from Garrosh, is just worth so much and allows everybody to get damage in, Greyman in particular, and that's exactly what we're getting there. I mean, that is exactly what happened right there. He gets flipped in, the gravity lapse connects, and then it's another kill. And it could happen again. Are they going for the kill? The jet propulsion, and it's a double. Easy double kill for them now, and that's how you want to get this game started. 4 kills in total. Let's take another look at this one. So here is the play. In comes the move with Brightwing. Gravity lapse, jet propulsion, everything is there. The fake dragon gets killed. Talking about Chromie, not Brightwing. Both, actually. And we get 4 kills, 2-0. Yeah, Chromie is down. The fake dragon got punished. And so did Brightwing. Now, level 7 talents are finally ready for Team Ash, but they're already trailing behind by a level. And they also lost gems. And they lost a lot of gems, not only a couple. So, if we now get turn-ins... And here it is again! This time the gravity lapse misses, but they're still going for the body block. They're trying to turn it on Denado, but in this... sorry, on Johan. But in this case, Anduin is ready and saves the day for them. And, of course... Anduin... Is that the first kill? No. Gets flipped out. In this case, Garrosh didn't even have to try. Anduin has no muscle mass whatsoever, so he's easy to throw. It's not like you have to throw stitches or something, right? So, like, he uses, in this case, only one arm, not both. Doesn't have to lift from the knees either. I mean, that's literally a wrist movement. Not much more than that. Alright. They might have to go for another quick hit. 33 gems. Boys, you are heavily ahead, but if you want to win this game, then you gotta make sure that you're playing this one disciplined. and that you're not going for any kind of YOLO shenanigans just because you got a couple of kills early on. So yeah, because here we have it again. The play for the next potential kill. They go for Johan. He gets out. Hanzo nearly got the kill though. And at the bottom of the map, they're still trying for the turn-in. They have 57 gems, but by now both of the teams have enough gems for a turn-in. So Morenas is moving in again. They are trying. The Space God has to be very, very careful on this. And they can't turn in yet. It's getting closer to level 10. But off we go. There's another move straight up for Muradin this time, as they are trying to take him down too. Garrosh throws them out, but they're still far away from solidifying that turn. And it could be the blue team that works up with the first Webby wave. If they get level 10 early, that's a different story. But Hanzo is now up at the top. He has 13 gems that he could deliver, and that gets them very, very close if he makes that happen. Yeah! Team Ash is behind, but as long as you can't use those gems and get turn-ins, that's a very different story. And they have 2 turn-ins here. But if they lose them, then who cares? So Menaldor has 33, can't deliver them. And he has the level 10. Now you should really try and make a play. Now you need to try and force that fight. It's a tiny window and they're waiting too long already. Yeah, like this, it's not happening. Just sitting there and allowing them to poke you with Chromie, that's not going to happen. If you force the fight right away, that's maybe a thing. But currently, there's a Stormbolt again. Might have to be a save by Anduin. Oh boy! Yeah, they got some hit points in. But he's low too. Level 10 versus level 10. They are massively ahead in gems. But that doesn't help them. As long as they can't turn them in. Uh-oh. That, on the other hand, is a different thing. If they can now try and take down... If they kill Urel. Oh, boy. But there comes the arrow! The follow-up attempt on Garrosh. They all get away for now. Hanzo! Hanzo! Gets popped. Kel'Thas with a kill against Hanzo. But Muradin is immediately there. And the rest of the team is here too. Can they get Anduin close enough? Yes, they can. And they throw Muradin into the mix once again. Avatar is out and Inado is dead too. Hanzo and Muradin, they're both dead. The red team also turned in their gems. And now they have, again, even more momentum. This is a bit of a moment of truth situation here. 6 kills to 0. And they are doing damage with Drak here at the top lane before the Web Weavers are even there. Taking one of the towers down, dropping the gate, moving into the mid lane. This could get really rough, especially since there's a potential second turn in waiting just after this one, as long as they do not lose their gems. This is rough for Team Ash fans. If you are a fan of the Russian-Ukrainian team, you might look at a pretty tough time in the next few minutes. Because things are not really looking good. 3-legged cat, they're too far ahead already. They're closing on level 13 talents. This should at least be 1 fort. Maybe more than that. But with a talent advantage, once they lock it in particular, this needs to be more than just a couple of walls. They're doing it in the middle. They weren't able to take a fort down, but they could go for the second turn in. They still hold 87 gems. No kills in this push, by the way. Not a single one, so a lot of damage, but not more than that. Kel'Thas is already turning in. That's 13 gems that they're delivering here. Can they get rid of the rest? Especially Blaze needs to turn in. He has 37. That is way too much for comfort. So they turn in a few at the top. Now Blaze is turning in 2, and he manages to pull it off. 50 gems. They are 5 short of another Web Weaver wave. And level 13 talents again. They give them an advantage. So they are just moving around the turn-in points, trying to interrupt. Anduin is going for it, and they're delivering. 2 turn-ins in a row. Now forts need to fall if they want to win this one. And for the blue team, they need kills. Blue team needs to get a couple of kills here. They need to somehow stop this, and they're looking for it. But Muradin gets immediately attacked as well, and he is likely going to fall. No, Brightwing saves him for now. But he dies a second later as Greymane just destroys him, and Chromie is also in trouble. Chromie! The jump, the hit! And they're going for not only the Chromester, but also for Brightwing. 3 down, gems are lost. Guys, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster for Team Ash. They lost too many gems there, and they also lost now at least 2 forts. 45 gems for Morenas. He was at least able to get them that much. They have a chance for a turn-in. The game is not completely lost yet, but it's definitely not looking good. The top fort has been destroyed. The fort in the middle is down. And Blaze is also working to make it a triple at the bottom of the map as they're taking this one too. This is a nightmare for them. No way. No way. She can't die. She can't die. They need those gems. It's the ticket back into the game. Dracula, can he escape? And he gets away. Dracula gets out. Meneldo, on the other hand. He does have the bunker. Uses it. But I'm not sure if he can get out. Can they get in? Ah, just before the Stormbolt hits. Just before that. Chromie defends the top, but the wall here has also fallen. And of course, by now, we're looking at level 15 to 13. They have another turn-in. They have another turn-in. This could be 3 turn-ins in a row. They could get it here. They're already trying to turn in again. Drake with the 18 gems. And has to abandon that. But it's, of course, such a difficult spot for them to be in. The blue team, that is. Yeah, they're trying. Durenas. Phoenix even being used. And they go for Chromie again. There's the gravity lapse. Brightwing jumps in. Tries to help. But that's a lot of damage. She is able to make it out, though. And Greymane isn't even here. Greymane is taking the camp at the same time. If he would have still been in the fight, he could have taken Brightwing out easily. So now they go for the turn-in down here again, or at least they're trying to. They deliver 11, but they need, of course, to do way more than that. Muradin is in trouble. Brightwing again has to help out, and there's living bombs everywhere at this point. The next problem is that they're nearly on level 16. That means another talent advantage. Here it is. So we get a third turn-in. 3 turn-ins in a row for the Cats. And we are still waiting for the first kill for the blue team. 9 kills to 0. 9! And on the right side of the map, not only do they get the web weavers, they're also taking next camp. Oof, they are definitely just pushing and pushing, trying to make Team Ash crack. So far, it's... I mean, again, they haven't lost any keeps yet. Keeps are all still standing. But for how much longer? That's the question. Mitra and Renella, they're already sitting in the middle, just waiting for it. Vision has been granted, there's that. But this is the push in the mid lane, with the camp, with the web weavers, with level 16. They want the keep right now. Can the blue team defend? They still have the gems on Urel. If she dies, if they lose those, that would be the end of the game. That's the only chance that you have to slowly bring it back. By getting a turn in, getting some kills, maybe go for the boss and rock that late game. But they're losing so much here. Urel is at the bottom of the map dealing with all of it. Muradin attack, Brightwing helping out, Avatar, stuns galore, stuns everywhere. And Muradin, they get the kill. Garrosh, he's the first one to fall. The first kill they get this game. But the keep is still in trouble. They save it though. They save their keep. And they also save the keep at the top. Bishops is taking the web weavers down. Now, there's damage on the structures. Don't get me wrong. The one in the mid lane is down to 50% HP, but these web weavers haven't done as much as they were supposed to. They have not given up yet. They have not given up even a little bit. In comes the next play, down at the bottom of the map, this time for Meneldo. Where's that stun? Where is that isolation? Stormbolt, and goodbye. He's dead too. 100 gems in their hands. 100 gems. 60 of them in the hands of Urel. But it's Bishops that turns in. They're only half a level behind now. They are only half a level behind. By the way, take a quick look at the experience here. 2 kills and they have half the hero experience. The team that has 9 of them. Minion XP. Very different. Look at that difference in minion experience. Much better job by Team Ash. Especially Urel, of course, sitting on that side lane the entire time. But here's the moment. You need to take a couple of these forts down. Anything else is not acceptable. And you need to get that second turn in afterwards too. If you get kills, I mean, even better. Go for boss maybe afterwards too if you can. And Kel'Thas? Oh boy. The arrow. And Muradin with a Stormbolt. And that is Anduin dead. Anduin is dead. But Urel, no! That is 60 gems. No! Why? God, why? Urel gets thrown in. Garrosh makes the play. The follow-up is there. And that is the end of their gems. Oh my god, that hurts. The keep, the fort at the top is gone. The fort at the bot lane is gone. But they lost 60 gems there. Oh, god. She couldn't get the ult out. She couldn't jump. She was fully stunned, fully in the CC chain. Exactly the problem from earlier. I honestly expected them to turn it with her first, and they didn't. They used bishops for it on Hanzo. But yeah, half a level difference between the two teams, but the structures is a very different beast. And there is no turn-in. So now they go for the boss instead, trying to make the play before level 20 hits for the cats. It's a Hail Mary. It's an absolute Hail Mary. They know what's gonna happen here. But here comes the arrow. Here comes the Stormbolt. Good save from Garrosh. They go for Anduin. And he's dead again. The Crybaby dies. Maedaldor is on the move, on the run. Phoenix is out. Stormbolt is going to hit him eventually. Was trying to go for the stun against Hanzo, but that didn't work out. They are low though, but the boss could not be taken. But Anduin is down. So it's a 5 versus 4, and they can go for a second try on the boss top side. Oof. Yeah, that's rough. This time they should be able to get the boss. 30 seconds until the support is back. You're not doing anything. You're not doing nothing in that situation. Blaze is going for a camp. They took one in the middle. They're saving their fort. I mean, whenever they want it, they can move in and take it, but still. Oof. What a series now. Yeah, this one is hitting hard, isn't it? Now they're up at the top. 4 kills to 10. And they nearly get level 20. 17 minutes. We're 17 minutes in. That boss doesn't crush, but it definitely hurts. They both are level 20 talents now. Urel already at the front. They always have to be careful where Garrosh is. He made some great plays. Johan had some very solid moments where he was either saving heroes or giving them kill opportunities. And the follow-up of Khaldor is, of course, also very, very strong. So they get damage on the keep at the top. Some damage here in the middle. They won't be able to take that fort down, though. I mean, they're very close, and Chromie should be able to handle this later when they move into the mid lane again. But what's the gem count? 53 to 44. Yep. 11 and 9 gems are currently missing. But yeah, it's 20 versus 20 talents, guys. It's still it keeps on both sides. Technically, they are even at this point. Now, a bit more vulnerability on the blue team's keeps, so that's something that we shouldn't really forget about. But of course, there are still turn-ins to be had, and given the fact that the blue team lost this many gems, it's incredible that they find themselves in this position in the first place. The cats should have taken keeps earlier. They couldn't do it. The defense was too good. Now everything gets turned in before they lose it again. Morena's obviously not happy of dying earlier, but then at the same time, he's been safeguarding those gems for so long, and they didn't give him a chance to turn in. Now they have the 4 gems that they need here. But where is Urel to turn them in? Here we go. Space Goat. Space Goat. Yeah, that's the Web Beaver Wave. Can they get it? Can they actually push in and get a keep? That would be nuts. That would be pretty crazy. Damage output, 40,000 for Greymane, 68,000 for Hanzo. 4 kills to 10. It was 0 kills to 9 at some point. But they are now able to... I mean, bot lane is not going to be doing too much because the Web Beaver spawned so far on the left side. Phoenix is, of course, now also helping to defend this, especially since we have Kelsa. Oh, careful. Khaldor is doing some solid damage here. Khaldor also has, of course, now the flamethrower that really helps him to take these Web Beavers down without big problems. They open that wall up. Topside keep is, of course, low, but that's a good defense. And Khaldor in particular is just having so much utility out of the flamethrower that he can stay so far behind. Oh, but a 3-2-3 moment. Did someone disconnect again? That doesn't look like it. They have all of the players still in there, so I'm not quite sure what exactly is going on, but at least they only paused outside of a fight. So nothing too crazy going on just now. Everybody is moving towards the top, but I don't think they can go for the keep there either. But one team fight is now all you need. Especially once the boss is back up. The fort at the top lane, the keep at the top lane, is low on both sides. Both teams have a very, very low HP keep. So if you get a boss this late in the game, you could maybe even go for the core once that they're available. They're still poking. And doing a lot more damage here with the poke there, the poke from Chromie and Hanzo than I thought. Blaze has to be at the bot lane to defend the keep here, so that's another one. But they might even get this now. They should get it, and they are getting it. They're ahead. They are ahead. Team Ash is ahead. It's crazy. They were so far behind. Guys, if they make it and they force the final map in this series, can you imagine the atmosphere on the side of the cats? If you're 2-0 ahead and you know you have 3 match points, and then you're pushed to the final map, that is bad for morale. That is really, really bad for morale. But we're not there yet. They haven't lost this one yet. They've been ahead for nearly the entire game. But now that they're slowly falling behind, they have to, of course, bring it all in and make that one play. Try and go for their comeback, and if Garrosh finds that one target they can flip, the gravity lapse follow up, and then maybe a quick kill, that's all that they need. But there's a lot of poking going on now, a lot of scouting, Chromie using a level 1. We're also having pokes continuously in all of the bushes. That bottom keep, by the way, is taking way more damage than I thought it would. Way more. That's also why Meneldo has to be very careful that he pays attention to siege giants at the bot lane, catapults that are pushing through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh! The big arrow! Bishops is a beast with these arrows. He absolutely is. Timed that perfectly. And just imagine if they close that gap and allow them to get the kill on Garrosh. That's game. That would be game right there. It would at least be the bottom keep and then boss. Now they go for the counter. Yrel forced into the ult. And again, it's Anduin with a save. Anduin, that killjoy. Time and time again, he's ruining good plays on the other side. 22 minutes into the game. We're at level 23 nearly. But this time it might be too much. Garrosh is dead. They need a counter kill and they need it quickly. Denado. Denado. He gets away. Denado gets away. It's a 5 versus 4. Catapults on the core all of a sudden. This is a nightmare. They're losing this. They're losing this. The boss is getting attacked. They need to go for it. They can't let this happen. They need to attack the boss. There's no other way. Core is still fine, but they need to go for the boss. You can't just turn in. That's not saving the game. The turn in is not enough. Even if you get the turn in, it won't matter. And at this point, they're losing Anduin instead. Yeah, the boss alone is gonna end this. The turn in, they're not even getting it. It lost Anduin to Team Ash, everybody. What a comeback. The Stormbolt kill on Greymane, and that is it. That's game right here. Great games, great plays. In this case, the first one to fall was Garrosh. Can't blame him. He made great play slot the entire game. After that, they kill Anduin, and they take Greymane too. The boss is moving in. They don't even need the Web Weavers. This is gonna be it. They are bringing this to a conclusion on the final map of the Best of 5 series here in the losers bracket of the X Cup Winter. What a series. What a series. Morenas, he lost 60 gems earlier, and it just doesn't matter. Blaze goes down, so does the core, and we are headed to the final, the 5th map in this Best of 5. GG as Team Ash ties the score. It's a little bit hard for me to believe that we are in map number 5 of this series. This is crazy on so many levels. First, I thought that Team Ash would win this. When you go into the Best of 5 series and you've already seen these guys in qualifiers and you kind of know how things should go, you already have a bit of an idea, okay, what is the likely result here? And if anything, I would have thought that Team Ash takes a bit of a lead and then the three-legged cat, you know, they always fight back and maybe overcome the obstacle then towards the end. But that they are the ones to pull ahead with the 2-0 came a bit out of nowhere. And then they're in this great spot and they have the first match point and Team Ash is just not giving up. They have the second match point and it happens again and now we're on Cursed Hollow. The 5th map, we're going the full distance on this one. It's kind of crazy. It's really, really crazy. And what do you do now? They ban Greymane again. Greymane is such an impactful hero for the cats that it makes total sense to ban him. But what happens, for example, with Hanzo? Is Hanzo now getting banned? He had multiple moments played by Bishops again where he absolutely excelled and was just so powerful. But they banned Zeratul again. They know that Bishops is strong on Zeratul too and they are afraid that Zeratul gets picked and then just wrecks their backline. But Cursed Hollow is also a bit of a different map because over here globals play a big role again. Falstad, Dehaka. You can go for, I mean, again, Vikings can technically be played here too. And Tyrael, he gains more value on this map because you have so many fights over the bosses too, and Sanctification is just huge. And they go Sylvanas first. On a map this big, Sylvanas helps you with the Wailing Arrow, she helps in the team fights, and she also on top of that has a split push capacity. So there is tons that she can do. So much that they prioritize her over Hanzo. Oh, the double global. Okay. Does that lead us to an immediate Brightwing pick now? You can clearly tell that the cats are saying, alright guys, we need to do something here. And they are thinking of macroing it against Team Ash. That's actually wild. Like just from the get-go, that's wild. Now, we got Morenas and we got Brightwing. So Brightwing at least is a bit of a global that you can use. If you lose your keep, you can have someone that can save the core and then blink in. Morenas, obviously, with Blaze is another great hero. And just because you have a few globals, it doesn't mean that you're going to win this easily. You have to coordinate that really well. It means that you have to have on-point shot calling. And those boys need to know exactly how far they can go when they're pushing these side lanes later on. Okay, so here comes Anduin. Gets banned this time. I can understand Anduin for one reason and one reason alone, that you're pissed when he always comes in and just pulls the target out. It would be annoying me to no end if I would have played that last game and Anduin was on the other side. And every single time you thought, finally we got the kill, he comes in and is like, zip! Murdered and Malfurion. A lot of hopping around there. Who has the better beard, by the way? Falstad or Murden? I think it's hard to tell. At least Falstad shaves his head. But yeah, anyways, so last two picks. What is Bishops taking? Are they going to go Hanzo now? I mean, he's right there. In the past, they also played with Lunara. They played with Cassia a bit. Not so much. Genji! This time he goes for Genji. Bishops on Genji and Denado with Garrosh. Garrosh with follow-ups from Brightwing and Blaze. Maybe even Sylvanas. And the damage. Oh boy. Whew. What a series. Cursed Hollow. It's crazy. And well, final pick. Let's go. It's Drak here. He goes for the extra damage, and this time we get Li Ming. They're going for resets. Cursed Hollow, everybody. It's the final map. The winner moves on to the next round of the tournament. The loser is out. Let's go. Map number 5. For the last time today, Bishops on Genji, Mitra and Sylvanas, Renella on Brightwing, Morenas on Blaze, and Denado on Garrosh. On the right side of the map, it's Drak on Li Ming, Captain Rex on Malfurion, Irath on Falstad, Meneldo on Dehaka, and Johan on Murden. As we're heading into game number 5 also, once again a big shout out to Mr. X, our anonymous benefactor, who sponsors all of these X-Cup series. Without him, this wouldn't be possible, so a big shout out to him and a big thank you at this point in time. Playoffs have been amazing so far. We saw fantastic games, and this series is definitely one of the closest that we witnessed in the last few days. Who makes it to the next round? Is it going to be Team Ash or is it going to be the three-legged cats? We're going to find out. Sylvanas with some early pressure as usual, but Falstad is immediately there. Down to the bottom of the map, a little bit of poking happening too, as Li Ming is trying to get some value on structures as well. On level 1, we got the frequent flyer for Falstad once again. Genji, of course, he wants the chicken. We have him in the game now too, the continuous poke that we're going to see throughout all of this. Yeah, and Genji and Falstad will have to be careful. He engage from Garrosh. Everybody's now looking for these kills. Bosses are going to be super important. And talking about the kills, Menaldor, he wanted to go for the dragon, gets flipped and killed. Even Falstad for a second in trouble. But First Blood gets locked in by the blue team. Team Ash able to make the play right here, right there. In the meantime, at the bottom of the map, our 1 versus 1, Draka is actually facing off against Blaze. Whereas, as you can tell, over here the first camps are going to be taken now. Brightwing had to move towards the top to help Garrosh out a little bit, as Denado got attacked by the 2 remaining boys on lane. And also over here, with the tribute spawning at the top side first, Liming will now try and take the camp and probably time it around tribute number 1. Falstad, and that's a kill! Maybe not! Oh, that's a flip! Going for the Brightwing in, and there's Genji. There's Genji, and they get it. Throwing Brightwing literally over. Not sure if that was really the intended target on that move, but still, they got the kill after all. So that's 2 kills to 0, and they have level 4. A bit faster than the opponent. Big plays, everybody. This is, of course, Team Ash trying to dominate from the beginning and make this a big win. Another one. They try to go for Malfurion, but this time the resistance is there. They have Falstad, the Gatliming. They're buying them some time here. Down at the bot lane. We still got our 1v1. Bishops is helping out now too. But the Cats, they have to really focus now. If you're 2-0 ahead and you lose 2 games in a row, it doesn't feel good. Morale is going to be low, and then you come into the game, and the first thing that happens is that 2 of your heroes get killed. So now there's a lead-in experience, the lead-in kills for Team Ash. It's nothing that wins them the game yet, but it is playing a role here, of course, with the way that the Cats are approaching every single fight right now. Another camp gets taken as they're attempting to push through the middle a little bit. Tribute is spawning. Nobody even there to interrupt. They're not even trying. They're just saying, like, whatever. We don't go for this one. We have to keep someone down at the bottom of the map. You got a double global. Take the first one. Fine with us. And Sylvanas is making the rotation towards the middle, as they're apparently trying to use her with the camp to get value right here. Mitra is there. Mirrodin with a Stormbolt attempt, but they're burning the minion wave down very, very quickly. And she's already helping out with the turrets themselves. So things are not looking too bad for them. Another flip, and Mirrodin finds himself on the receiving end of a bit of an ass-kicking that forces him to jump back out. He's not the only one that eats damage, though. Garrosh is back to 50 HP, 50%, and has to be careful out too. So, yep, bottom of the map. Another play for the Arca. A bit of body blocking going on too. Another tower destroyed. They're slowly but steadily starting to take these structures down. So good rotations from Team Ash, always using Sylvanas to push these side lanes, move into the middle, take a few structures down too, play around the camp, and the rest of the team moves in. Even anchoring with Denardo, as they are starting to go straight up for De Haka. And yep, that could well be a kill. But Falstad is here as well now. The problem is there are only 2. 2 against 4. It's not a fight that you want to fight. And it's, first of all, De Haka that dies. And Falstad is also low. And they're not stopping there. They're obviously starting to push this further. They want to move in to try and maybe even take the fort itself down. The Stormbolt connects. 3 kills to 0, though. A lot of momentum for Team Ash now. But Denado falls. They stay too long and they have to pay the price. Johan survives with 50 HP. That would have been the kill, if they could at least gotten that one too. So yeah, Stormbolt connects again. Nicely done. Can they make a play for him? They are trying. They need to land another Stormbolt though to make that work, and I don't think they can all that easily. So yeah, Morenos is able to move out. But we are half a level ahead on the blue team side. So they get that. Down to the bottom of the map, of course. Brightwing is currently sitting on the side lane, still looking for experience too. Has to play very careful now because they don't have vision anymore. And Renella. Okay, he double checks the push. I was just about to say, if you want to throw your life away, this is the way to do it. Not checking the push and just moving out then. Yeah, another attempt. In the middle, Brightwing is instantly helping out, but it still might be too late. Another jet propulsion, and the rest of the party is also there. Uh-oh, Falstad is down. And there's the taunt. Level 10. It hits just in time to secure them a second kill. Even a third one is in the cards, and they nearly get it. The Haka tries to follow up by himself, but he puts himself into the range of Genji, and they take the kill. Yeah, Li Ming hoping for the reset. She doesn't get it, but they got damage onto the fort. They have now the mid and the bot fort both damaged. Up at the top, Falstad is now flying in, but still they are pressured on all... they're pressured everywhere. And this is a really good move now too. So they're going for the boss. There's so far no counterplay here. Muradin is starting to look at it, and yes, they're starting it as well. But they might be a bit late, because this one is nearly taken. So if they rotate from the bot lane straight up towards the top, they can maybe do something here. That's gonna take them a while. Then again, if you're using Sylvanas at the bot lane, you might get even more out of it. But now that the 5-man is moving in, so yeah, they're gonna take the boss eventually, but of course it also opens the mid and the bot lane up a bit further. Rough game. Rough game for the three-legged cats. But at the same time, think about what happened on Tomb of the Spider Queen, right? It was 9 kills to 0 in favor of the red team. And at the end, it was Team Ashe who took the map. And that is with Urel losing 60 gems. 60. You can always make a comeback. You can always have your own 6.5 out of 10 moment in these games. But you gotta stay strong, you gotta believe, and you need to make the right choices. And especially with a double global, there's always side lane pressure that you can go for. This is exactly what we're seeing at the top. He's going for a couple of hits. That fort is gonna be gone. Mid lane, yeah, gets attacked, and Falstad is helping out there. But of course it's also true that we're seeing some murder at the bottom of the map, where not only the towers are falling, but also the gate itself. And there's the taunt on Muradin, and the X-Strike. Muradin is down, the dwarf is dead, and now the chance to maybe even go for keep? Wait, what? Yeah, with Sylvanas, there's definitely a chance. Garrus isn't even here, by the way. He moved straight to the next tribute. We have a 2-to-1 tribute situation in favor of the three-legged cat, so he had to move back. But thanks for Muradin being gone, this is still tons and tons of damage. They can't take the entire thing, but just oh, maybe they can! Because now the Haka is dead! The staggered death, and Garrosh is back to business. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's... Nah, that's difficult. They're losing the keep. They're losing the keep for sure. They are not gonna get a kill here. They can poke this just a bit, and that is an 8-minute and 30-second keep. Meaning, if you take that boss in 3 minutes, it's gonna go straight for the core. Oh boy, that one hurts. Yep, that one is tricky. 19,000 damage for Sylvanas, 18,000 damage for Falstad. And this is a cursed tribute. No level 13 talent yet for the cats. They need to buy themselves some time. They need to buy time. There's no other way. They got the globals, but a curse would hurt them even more now. They would at least lose the forts in the mid and top lane. Muradin gets attacked, Muradin gets taunted, Muradin gets deleted. Muradin is gone, and they get the curse. Tribute is taken. That's a curse right there. The experience locked in by Morenas right away. They have the chance to take the top fort down. And the cats, they are finding themselves taking a bath here. They don't like this, even a little bit. No. They are trying to survive, but Team Ashe is pushing the momentum. Drak here! And he gets caught by the Wailing Arrow. Gets caught with his pants down as he was on the cooldown for the teleport. Then the Wailing Arrow shuts him down completely. They have him in the corner. They take him apart. And they want keep number 2. They want the second keep now. With Li Ming gone, the threat level has already been removed. They're going for more kills. In comes Bishops with Genji. And he nearly gets the kill on the birdie. Bishops dodges out on at least a Stormbolt. The fort at the top lane is obviously already falling since the minions are pushing in on it. But as the core gets attacked, Malfurion is down. The keep in the middle is a foregone conclusion. They try to go for the bird. No chance for Falstad. Can they end? Can they end? Johan, he moves away. My try doesn't even go for it because they're realizing that chasing is just wasting time. Instead, they go for Khaldor. The curse is over. 13 kills to 1. Level 16 against level 13. Top fort fallen. They're getting damage onto the core itself. Minions are getting murdered here. Only 2 defenders. It's Li Ming and Muradin. They're the only ones. And Team Ashe is falling back. They're not going for the core. They're not going for the throw. They're not going for the core. They're taking it easy, at least for now. And they're saying, guys, let's not lose this right here. Death timers are low. They will be back to defend. If Li Ming gets resets and kills us, we will lose this game. And we are so heavily ahead. Why would we do that? 2 levels ahead. Talent ahead. They go for the camps. They try to take them. And it's only 29 seconds for the boss to be up on the map. And at that point, they need to go for it. They cannot allow this boss to be claimed. Which of course means that they have to fight without level 16 talents. It's a shitty position to be in if you're a cat. You are up against wolves. Denado, he's going to time it as well. They got a camp moving through the top lane. They got a camp moving through the middle. And now they can go straight for a move onto the boss and force the fight. That's all they want. It's not even necessarily the boss that they want. They want the fight. Good gust, though. Denies at least that little play by Garrosh. Dehaka is still at the top. But yep, they can start it now. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's half a level until 16 for the cats. They need to buy that much time. And the question is, can they? Can they do that? Bunker, Wailing Arrow, X-Strike, there's too much. And already at the bot lane, give you a bit of an idea, catapults are already moving in. 2 catapults on the core, only 12 minutes in. They're not hurting too much, but they will hurt nonetheless. Genji in the back against Malfurion! Dehaka is dead already. Bishops takes the kill. It's a triple. They are moving forward to drop Falstad to... I'm not sure if they're going to get him, but they are going to get the core. Another kill as Li Ming dies. They let the boss go. They didn't even move in for it. Irad is the only one that is still surviving here. They banned out his Grey Mane, and it was the right move for sure. They sacrificed Hanzo. They get the kill. 5-man team wipe as the blue team goes for the jugular. They go for the core. They go for the kill. They're looking in the victory. The reverse sweep. They pull off the reverse sweep as they take the core down. They win the game and move on to the next round of the X Cup Winter Playoffs.